Hello YouTube, this is Shirley426, and today we have the review of the P-Bandai exclusive, or P-Bandai exclusive, HGUC Zack Custom, the AOZ Reboot version. Now for those who don't know what AOZ stands for, it's the Advance of Zeta. The Advance of Zeta series, it's not a anime, it's more like a alternative timeline as well. So I won't be into too deep in it as well, because most of the kids are like the recent kits that we have been seeing or been announced are mostly P-Bandai, because how should I say, how the series is getting more obscure to newer people as well. So yeah. So first of all, I would like to mention two things. Number one, I myself, while I am aware what the Zack Custom is, I'm not sure if this specific version is just like a AOZ version, or it's the same Zack Custom I know, or it's just or if they just apply the AOZ art style into this. So I'm slightly confused which one is this in this case. But once again, I believe before this they released the Hobby Zack, which was also like a not exactly P-Bandai, but I mean later they did sell it in P-Bandai, but it was also like another exclusive type kit. And I believe this kit is also kind of based on that. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So another thing I would like to mention is that for those who have a sharp eye, I would like to also apologize for misassembling this. What I mean by that, so there's a certain part where I have applied the wrong colors. So I'll get into that later, or very soon, because I'll be looking at, because I explained the leftover parts. Alright, let's get him off the rotating stand and let's see what we got. Alright, well, hopefully the lighting was okay, because once again I am filming this a little bit early due to my schedule. Alright, so first of all, as usual, let's go over components. So first of all, what you get, of course, is obviously the Zack Custom itself. Definitely, I love the overall color, the unique style of two green combinations of a darkish green and a very lightish green. I mean, then again, this is the typical Zack-ish color, but once again, it is good to see this color once again in a while. And then for stuff that you are supposed to be getting as well is very simple. This is all you get in terms of equipment, which to some people it might be surprising, but when you think about the Zack Custom that we saw in Zeta Gundam series, it kind of makes sense. Although I do need to rewatch a few parts, because not even a single beam saber is included. So yeah. Then again, I believe in the PSP Gundam Battle universe, the Zack Custom was playable, but it only literally had this and no close combat beam saber, so it would actually use its fist or hands to punch things in the game. So yeah. Alright, so first of all, let's go over stickers. So stickers, in terms of stickers, we get a clear decal sheet which has two Titan logos, which can be applied any place you want, either on the chest or area or the skirt area. So yeah, go figure. And then, oops, sorry about that. And then we get an actual sticker sheet here. So as you can see, I did try to use most of it, but there are some ones I did not use. So here we have, which I believe goes onto one of those camera parts and the chest. This is for the head. So they actually give you a non-black color piece, so it's like a grayish color. So they make you put a black sticker. You can see at least they trimmed out the eye area to apply this. Problem is, applying this part is okay. Problem is the mono eye itself is actually molded outwards, meaning it's not a flat surface. So applying this sticker on that surface is not going to be easy. So I just decided to use a reddish Gundam marker and color it myself. If they were going with this direction, I think I would have just preferred the Gundam Origins Zaku kits or mono eye kits, where they would give you a black hockey puck piece, so then you just apply a single sticker on the mono eye. So I think I would have preferred that. And then here we have most of these parts are for the backpack area, if I remember correctly. This one goes onto the feet, this one on the backpack. Now these are also pretty much the thrusters, but problem is, once again, not a flat surface, so I decided not to use them. I'll get into that. I'll show you guys what I mean by that later. And here we have the only weapon, the specialized beam rifle or long rifle. Once again, I actually really like the styling of this. And then you have a second side handle, which is very tricky to use, but you can move up and down. And we have this part, which I'm not exactly sure what it is. Either it's for aiming or maybe venting off steam. And then the good part, the interesting part, is that you can actually extend this, fold this to the side. Granted, there's no part that actually clips on that connects these two pieces together, and you can actually use this peg right over here to store it onto the backpack, like that. there we go. Oops, yeah. So you can store it onto the backpack like that, and on the other side, it does have the peg as well. So, although problem is, because of the handle, it's not really gonna be possible. So you're gonna need to do some modifications, or yeah, but you can kind of force it. But you can see the handle is getting in the way. So that is kind of cool if you ask me. All right, now let's go over the part that I made a mistake. So first of all, let's go over the typical leftover parts, polycaps. Yes, this kit does use polycaps. For those who don't know, polycaps, at least Bandai ones, are very high quality and they last long. But once again, in the end, because these are made out of like rubberish plastic, they are going to rip someday, maybe in a few years. So that's why Bandai is trying to reduce them as much as possible. But once again, if they can use it, they do try to use it. All right, now here is the piece. Yes, the side boosters on the legs, you're supposed to be using this color. Problem is, I used the light green color because when I was building the leg, I obviously I thought it was natural to use the light green, but after I saw this part, I was like, uh-oh, I think I made a mistake. So I tried to detach this part, but it would not come off, whatever I do, and I did not want to risk breaking anything, so I just had to leave it like that. But once again, be aware that you have to use this color as well, so don't make the same mistake as me. Alright, that is pretty much it. Now let's go over the review of the kit itself. So as usual, let's start from top to bottom. Let's start with the head there. Okay, there we go. Alright, now for the head section. So once again, the head. The Zack Custom is a very interesting kit because if you know the Zack itself, you can see it's a updated Zaku, but with all these energy cables going on, even through the arms, which is a very pain in the ass to move around because if you try the mass grade or high grade version, those cables will get in the way a lot. Because of those cables, one example is that you cannot go 360 on the arms. Is one if I remember correctly, it's one of those weird things as well. And then if I remember, I could be wrong, but I think there was something that goes onto the sides as well, which also was tricky to handle. But anyway, so yeah. All right, so now the head itself, you know, typical Zaku style head, no big deal. And I am really thankful for the fact that they did not go with the actual rubber. They actually went. It's not exactly fully plastic, but it's like semi-rubber-ish plastic, so this is much more, it does feel more like plastic. So I had zero issues with this. And then because of the overall design, 360 is possible. Going upwards and down, upwards is not as far as you can go, and then you can see the neck joint there, and then going downwards that's as far as you can go. So not much to, you know, exploit there. And then let me get the head off if I can. All right, so you can open up the head and you can see that's how the mono eye works. So you can actually move this just a little bit to move the mono eye as well. So you can kind of rotate it like that, left to right. So really up to your preference and how you want to do things. All right, and then you can close it off. So this part can be a little bit painful, can be annoying to do because once again, when you consider like the Origins kit, they had the system where the mono eye would follow the head. I think they could have just done that as well, but then again, who knows? All right, now let's get the arms. Obviously, you can see each spiked shoulder is different, but however, the good thing is that the arm build itself on each side is exactly the same, because I know there are some kits, in terms of Zaku kits, the shoulder part or structure will be slightly different because of the each different armor that would apply. But once again, this works pretty well. So looking at this side of the arm, going 360 is possible, but once again, there is a way you can collide with the backpack, so make sure you're moving outwards a little bit as well. And then you can see there is a butterfly joint made of, this one's actually full-fledged plastic. And then, once again, the shoulder armor is connected once again, I actually forgot, yeah. So it's connected like a ball joint, but a very long ball joint as well. So it does go in deep. And then, once again, connecting it properly might be tricky once you have it out. But once again, once you have it in, it should not be loose by any means. And then 360 twist on the arm is possible, as I mentioned, and then the bend wise on the arm is double jointed bend, so no problem there. I believe, okay, no, I think I was mistaken with something else. And then your hands are your typical ball jointed hands, 360 twist is possible, and then you do get another, I believe, yeah, you do get another slight bend here, so on the wrist area. So I think this is supposed to help with the second handle, but let's see how that works, because so far I had some not so lucky trials. And then the way how the arm is connected is by a peg. So once again, kind of an interesting choice there. I think I would have preferred just a ball joint, but who knows, maybe they're testing out something. Alright, now on the other side of the arm is exactly the same, but once again a more longer spike shoulder. So I'm assuming this is just like a combination between the typical Zack shield and the spike shoulder. So they just made it into one thing. So yeah. Alright, now let's get the main body. So 360 twist not possible because of the structure and the stuff that is blocking the way. You can see there's one of those stickers I mentioned there, and then once again same type of material cable there. So then we get a very nice ab crunch, but because of the structure it can feel a little wobbly. I would prefer if it was a much more stiffer, but yeah, oh well, it is what it is. And then let's see what we got. Let's get the backpack. Now the backpack is a very simple build. It's just basically snap two pieces together. Of course, before you snap those two pieces, you need to apply you have to put these parts first. And here are those two stickers I mentioned about. So no big deal. And then I believe it's a very simple connection there, for those who are curious on how the connection is. Alright, let me put that there. Now let's get the waist area. So the waist, you get the front skirt as well. So this is also all the skirts that you can divide into two in the middle, because there's two ball joints connected. We have side skirts that can move outwards, and then back skirt, not so much. This does not move at all. And then if you get to look at the legs, we do get a nice side swivel going on here. Going forward 90 degrees is possible. Going to the side almost 90 degrees is possible. And then yes, we have that weird ass hinge joint, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but you know, it is what it is. I can't complain about these small stuff because I'm not the one who's producing these. And then you have a nice bend. Now despite how the leg looks, it does have a nice double jointed bend, so no need to worry about that. And then speaking of legs, we have the feet here that can move downwards, upwards, and then a free range movement because of the ball jointed structure. And then here is one of those stickers I applied on front of the feet. Now the other stickers I did not apply are usually meant to be applied in certain areas like this. You can see this area you're supposed to apply the sticker. You can see it's not a flat surface, hence it's going to be a very messy sticker, and I believe there was something like this. So if you take these thrusters off, you can see it reveals another one of these things. Once again, they tell you to apply stickers there, so not a big fan as well, or something similar to that as well. Oh yeah, actually I think it might have been this side, so yeah. Alright, so we've seen the basics of the kit now, so let's see how well it holds the rifle. So once again, I already showed you guys how you're supposed to store it in, so all you need to do is fold it backwards and then snap it into place. Once again, very good connection. Once again, I've mentioned this before, I really hate those long rifles where you can detach the front barrel, which makes it extremely wobbly and unstable. Not the biggest fan. Alright, so let's see what we got. So for now, let's start. We'll demonstrate the first typical one-hand stance. So meaning that it's just holding the rifle with one hand. Let's see how it goes. Okay, let me just take this in, and there we go. Although because of the structure, I assume you have to hold the rifle under like the armpit area because how long it is. So once again, it holds the rifle very well. No big issues there. Yeah, I actually really like the overall style of this thing. Now, once again, I'll be right back with the double hand pose because there are some stuff I want to try out. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So once again, after multiple failures, I did this one thing. Try thinking outside of the box, and it actually worked. So once again, the double stance pose, meaning that you're holding the rifle with two hands, using the main handle and the other side handle. Yes, you are able to actually hold this, but once again, I'm not the best person in terms of posing, but this is the best I could do. So it may look a little bit awkward, but it actually works. So you have to definitely utilize the moving the moving wrist area. And then what I did was that I applied this arm first, or this hand first, and then connected to the other hand, which made it a little bit more easier for me to work out. And once again, here we have the rifle. Now once again, I know there are multiple sniping, more cool sniper poses, but this is the best I can do. And once again, this is mostly a long-range beam rifle. So once again, it's not like you actually need to have your head onto the scope. It's especially when it comes to mobile suits as well. So once again, I'm really glad that this is possible, because I really hate kits that, you know, they do this on the box but it's never possible. So this actually passes that as well. So once again, that is pretty much it for the review. So for those who are like a big fan of the AOZ stuff, or if you just want to have a HGUC custom, I think this is your best bet. Now, because obviously Bandai is not really going for the HGUC revive these days, so you gotta just find alternatives. Like the fact that they released a the Robot Damacy the HGUC ver anime, I think that's just a clear indication that they might have no plans of making a revive version of the HGUC as well. So like HGUC custom, like at least this has less cables and less messy, so which is why I think they went for it. But once again, it's the AOZ version, and also they basically reuse some parts from the hobby HGUC, so who knows what they're planning. Anyway, that is pretty much it for the review. This was the review of the Premium Bandai exclusive HGUC HGUC custom AOZ Reboot version. If you guys got any questions or requests, in the comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.